Now, CECILIA DAPAAH tells court she does not know how much each of her former housekeepers stole from her. CECILIA DAPAAH catch the court to say, Sikanka say you free no one nim sikana no. Hey, la we Cambodia and the big pen and wood trim. CECILIA DAPAAH say, and the original court to catch any Ghana for say, oh, court. Some men call for ya, so we am seeking me housekeepers, ya no mo should be fee. Abawa for ne abawa be ma fui. Sika poti omo wie no minima no. Na se CECILIA wia. Anti sisi we wia pete. We wia fechere. We wia paivela. We wia mo on to me hu etc etc. We wia sika ma hu sika na no. Pola de mo chire no we. Sa kwa no we. Ni hu nyenya okasa na dadie bi hye ne ha. Paul Ademochi okasa na PBC pipe bi hye ne ha eno ya na ede ade a Paul Ademochi onye nipa o omo manufacture no Yugoslavia enti okasa hwe ne ha omo de PBC bi hye ne ha PBC pipe okasa na din aho ade bi hye Paul Ademochi we mo Jimmy. Let's get serious here. Me say Paul Ademochi onye nipa okasa hwe ne ha o kasa abosa that a PBC pipe so onye nipa omo ye no Yugoslavia oba expire 2028 team eno ano no expiry date born ho na mu dia wa ye who's a red born ho. Don't waste your time on some people like Paul Ademochi. Now CECILIA DAPAAH issue are very, very important to me. The reason why it's important to me is say the kind of political party NPP. You see, for some reason, the NPP as a political party, they have stayed away from CECILIA DAPAAH in the crime way. And I won't study it. A political party that says it stands for the truth and that it stands to fight corruption. CECILIA DAPAAH started who say we sika. The system started working, interrogating her. The amount of money now $25 million. They are na a chirin sisa. NPP as a political party, they have deliberately decided to take CECILIA DAPAAH's name from their mouth. You know why? Because it's a political party. What they do, they say, every time you're no, they always try to let people think, say, so people chrono or party, that person is not associated with them. And it's always study NPP for history. Every time you have a drug lord biya Ghana no your MPP ni, but from Kufuor time you could see clearly yetumichi obia or your drug lord, drug peddler or your cartel member under Kufuor's government. Yetumichi out of Kufuor's government yetumichi obia or your drugs typical criminal. What the NPP is very good at, and then they say they are able to disassociate themselves from Kufuor. We know say they are corrupt, and it's always steady conversations and commentaries. They don't discuss CECILIA DAPAAH. But I want to say adentra. If they believe and know say CECILIA DAPAAH is not guilty of the crime she has been accused of, evidence upon evidence is being provided. NPP will be mounting a very strong defense for CECILIA DAPAAH. They are communicators, they are senior officers, they are elders, but for some strange reason, CECILIA DAPAAH, or a senior member of the NPP, the NPP as a political party, even their communicators and the party as a body, they have disassociated themselves from CECILIA DAPAAH. Because that is the typical NPP. Because they don't want you to taint them with the CECILIA DAPAAH crime. They don't want you to remember that during their era, CECILIA DAPAAH stole $25 million from Ghanaians. Into what they do, then they say, they move away or they stay away from that conversation for it to look like, say, the person is on her own. CECILIA DAPAAH became CECILIA DAPAAH because of NPP. And in the past, you say, Obiko Khan, some say, in politics, say in the future, as young lady as she is, Otumi making some amount of money, obekwiti politics. The NPP as a political party, they linked this lady, and to date, they still link this lady to that comment, and they link that lady to the NDC. For you know, the lady has even quit politics. She's not even doing active politics. She's not been attending any serious NDC events. But the NPP did everything possible to link her. And that is the modus operandi of the NPP. Because that is how they are able to let Ghanaians think, say, Omo party ni de omo mbokrono. Now, when was the last time you heard any NPP communicator speak in defense of CECILIA DAPAAH? When was the last time? What you say, NPP penyini bi atna baby defend CECILIA DAPAAH? No. Because you see, the more they get closer, Ghanaians remember that CECILIA DAPAAH is an in and out NPP ni. And it was through the help of NPP and Obenya had $25 million. So what they do is they'll throw you under the bus. And the same thing on the John Kuma, a young man coming up. They realized say he was a good character, he was a good politician. He could run through the ranks quickly. They killed him quickly, and they isolated themselves from John Kuma's death. Ever since there, you've not heard any NPP person speak on John Kuma's death. Yeah, can't JB Danko do? They knew JB Danko was going through the ranks. He was going to be president. They did what? They killed him. They disassociated themselves from them. So you don't hear them, you don't see them speak on people who commit crimes in their party. Because you see, what they try to do, they say, so we are a member of the NPP. Now, through them, where they are, they quickly disassociate themselves from you. And they make sure, say, who say you are on your own. Even though problem, they will never associate themselves with you. When was the last time you heard any NPP person speak on the CECILIA DAPAAH issue? No. So we are radio, we are TV, now we invite you. Now the CECILIA DAPAAH issue, the cat topic, because I'm busy. Oh, yeah. Because that is how the NPP was built. Now, of course, CECILIA DAPAAH in Semnimua. Now we read some of the documents. Now, so we read some part of the document. Yes, it's the DAPAAH case we are. Now, amend charge sheet. Patience Botchi, hairdresser. Sarah Ajay, unemployed. Sometimes in the year 2022 at Ablempe in the Greater Accra region within the jurisdiction of this court did dishonestly appropriate cash, the sum of 800,000 United States dollars, the property of CECILIA DAPAAH, $800,000 good fee. Count 3, stealing contrary to section 1241 of the Criminal Offence Act 1960 Act 29. Particulars of offence. Patience Botri, hairdresser, Sarah J. Sometime in the year 2022 at the Ablempe in the Greater Accra region and within the jurisdiction of this court did dishonestly appropriate cash, the sum of 200,000 United States dollars, the property of CECILIA DAPAAH. Now, Sikano Muria or CECILIA DAPAAH, it goes into millions of dollars. Now, CECILIA DAPAAH Nkasampo say, Sikano ne do smart to the point to say, do Muria no ontwing onim. For you to tell me, say, ye real dollars, ye real hundreds and millions of dollars, and that you cannot even tell me how much you had in the house, then it means the amount of money you had, it was more than what they have stolen. So the charge sheet is what I read to you. $800,000, $200,000, $1.2 million, gold chain, diamond ring, D&D, and this is CECILIA DAPAAH, or yeah, a staunch member of the NPP. Every decision they take, she was in charge, not or your minister. Or say a minister, Nana Danko Kufuor the NPP for you know, a whole minister, the whole party as a party, they have ignored her. They don't even speak on CECILIA DAPAAH's issue. We someone say why. So we need to be careful about the NPP. A political party you cannot trust. They are just in to destroy. Mameka Bibincho, for the past 8 years, you as a Ghanaian watching me, Untiminka nyoma miensa positive NPP di beka Ghana ho. You can't tell me. Yati kroma ni catch NPP for say we need to review free SHS. Ekufu adu kwasi ampenyi kache say cancel. Obi ti wase me didi pegni atem kwasi ampenyi. We are talking about the lives of young people. Let's review free SHS. Ekufu adu kwasi ampenyi ka say review means cancel. Ba omiya kache Ghana say review means cancel. Na mekase ngofo en kwasi afo a wase meboa me muade. We are talking about the lives of young Ghanaians. These drug addicts did not care. So you should understand, say, the NPP as a political party in your party, you will sit and for once think, say, Yamfa to me, mom, Mamaka be been chill. CECILIA DAPAAH likes no almost millions of NPP mu. There are hundreds of the CECILIA DAPAAH type NPP mu. And the right time, you will see all of them. They will be facing court. CECILIA DAPAAH only the end they say a small one view. Shegelia, why is a Nike backpack? Give to a worry. Why is a backpack? Give to a worry. Why is a backpack? Why is a backpacker? Yede kwaji abe. Why you say? Why is a backpack? Saga wedi a small. There are hundreds and thousands of criminals in the NPP. CECILIA DAPAAH dey some of them watenenka. Afena mubehu the criminals in the NPP. Now, Shadiawi, Bank of Ghana, Assembly beto omo building ho, and the finance minister in his budget or can say me very important say you better discuss this assembly. Now, Bank of Ghana building way from the time I had the governor eba parliament eba share the amount of money over $300 million. You did see sir dying way just for as an office. Over $300 million. We are a third world country. And now, Ekufuado neba umia say, yemfa $300 million NC office. Do you know what $300 million can do in Ghana? $300 million. Only maybe asking free. Omu free Bank of Ghana. Sikani ya wo enemy ya dia. Omu ya namaka just a Bank of Ghana boka 60 billion cedis. Are you not worried? Can't you see, say, NPP, we need to burn them alive? Can't you see, say, NPP in your party, and what's a gun in your nyansa, you have to be proud of? $300 million. A third world country, people are still studying under trees. A pin for Menoka said the form. Ya wonko form kwa woso a wosanke omutumi ewu form ba anadwo all because there's not even a bed. We have taken out $300 million. Now see this. And this year buying Akasem Fufrobi. Finance Minister Ekan on the budget or say Bank of Ghana can lease back its head office to raise $53 billion required to recapitalize. Now, Bank of Ghana for the suggesting biaba, MDC buying the suggesting biaba. Sa sikeya yesen wo sa office way. Bank of Ghana for office here almost see any office way, they can lease it, they can do what? Rent it out and make money because Bank of Ghana as we speak, they are in loss. Omo deka. Sa adesina na nwachia se kurabano. Or the ekabubro de gu Bank of Ghana so no wanantiko. Kwasi ampe obi ambo ni tuo. Adesina no Bank of Ghana governor no. Na nwachia se kuraba. Kwasi ampe no wakoye operation wo UK. Enche bi obewu kwasi asa no. Watena Bank of Ghana ejiri ekeguo. And we are no in the name of a building where we are millions or we are see a boka 60 billion. Now, John Mahama are buying almost say they are going to investigate this building. But in the meantime, no Bank of Ghana for offices, no majority of the spaces are empty. Now, sir, office here we see a him for na Bank of Ghana bet me use about 10 rooms per. So Bank of Ghana can lease the offices. Whether they old or new, they can lease it, and when they lease it, they can raise close to 53 billion. So why are we sitting here? Why are we saying we don't have money? Why are people saying, say, where is John Mahama's government going to get money? When you are able to get your government to be disciplined, physical discipline, you cut down on unnecessary expenditure. Sika eko baby and fasoni so. Ministers are omu use fuel, omu cars, so cutting it down. Unnecessary expenditure from the Jubilee House. The kind of CEOs living lavishly. When you're able to prune and trim the system, you will make enough money to solve your problems. The NDC government, what they are trying to do, they know that when we are able to put things in order well, Ghana Sika so in the next year, 2 or 3. And that is the step they are taking gradually. And I'm very happy about the new Bank of Ghana governor. Very smart guy, very intelligent guy. And I know this guy is not going to be stupid to say the Addison, not Otieno. Because Addison, naturally, na oyarintina na adwene no enye dwuma. Na Addison na adwene no enye solid sa. So they were using him. Addison was just a vegetable at the Bank of Ghana. But this one is young. This one is proactive. This one is intelligent. He has been there before. This one knows onim ejumano and otiasie. And I believe, say, for the finance minister to suggest this, or the government to suggest this, is the best thing for Ghana right now. Because a dime a Bank of Ghana is, you rent the CCO and SECILIA. But when you do the maths, that's the old rent and now ulizi a dime way at the other companies are. You are going to then get back about 60 billion. But the auditing of the new building there, it needs to happen. We cannot say the auditing of the new Bank of Ghana building, it should just go like that. We need to audit it. We need independent auditors who are not affiliated to government to audit the Bank of Ghana building. It's something that needs to be done. And I am hoping the governor of Bank of Ghana will try everything possible and convince his board to make sure, say, Bank of Ghana has independent forensic auditor or auditors to audit this building for us to know where the money really went. Let's see, Sika or Ghana. Addison, Ghana for a demonstration, because I'm paying Yare Force and catch say, we are hooligans. Murefi. A Caribbean consider the pen, big pen, one trim. Addison, kwasi ampenyi sano. Yenye sika na odeko UK kwa operation. Addison, our money, otam sika Bank of Ghana, and odeko saving a life ewe UK. Kwasi asano. Okache say, we demonstrating against his bad leadership, we are hooligans. Now, as I'm over to our kind of North Korea, you be kuwa to actually. Over to our kind of China, ya bet you we are getting chauti. Kwasi ampenyi we di sika titifi, or say a chedeba. Ne ya chinimu. You are not supposed to be selective when it comes to the law and how you want the law to apply. No. Addison Muna say Ghana, they are crazy, dangerous, foolish people. We were calling on him to resign. He doesn't have, his health wasn't good. Mental health was bad. We were telling him, resign and let us take care of this Bank of Ghana. Or see, we are hooligans. Kwasia, we are hooligans. We will see who is a hooligan in Ghana. So we need to be very, very proud of this. And as Ghanaians, these are some of the things that we need to sit down and have a conversation about. If you ask me, I'll tell the new Bank of Ghana governor that he needs to push his board to understand, to say, what he came to inherit, we need to get to the bottom of it, and that a forensic audit by an independent auditor who knows what he's doing, it needs to be done. If the board of Bank of Ghana wants to make sure corruption is defeated and the Bank of Ghana cleans its image for it to become a credible institution we all be happy about her, they are supposed to allow an independent forensic auditor or audit firm to audit this building. $300 million building. We need to know where exactly our money went and what it was used for. These are things that we are not supposed to play with. These are things that we are supposed to pay attention to. These are the kind of conversations we need to have. We cannot let people come, steal, walk, and their children will tell our children that, yeah, papa and bobra. We need to make sure those who steal pay for it. We need to make sure those who steal from us, we penalize them, we punish them. Senebeya, Sankwasiafonemma, Enko Embe Country say, Dien, Yeni ye papa no ma mobra abra ne papa Addison kwasiampanyi we no ono no otena Bank of Ghana ebo besia ebo ka 60 billion etwa sika gumu. We are not supposed to open those kind of spaces for people to even have the opportunity to tell us those things. Because politicians in kwasiafo we give to a warrior why to say backpacky ne ba beba be catch say ye kwasiafo ne pa me bobra at our expense. Me say give to a warrior why to say backpack no why is a Nike backpacker yari kwaje pay no ne ba in the next 5-10 years ne ba be catch Ghana for say kwasiafo because ne papa ne ma me awie sika me yanche ne ma me ambodi tu enku no into obeka che say ye ne papa no ma mbobra. So whatever we can do to press their neck to make sure they pay for the sins and the corruption and the stealings, we need to support it. We need to go out all the way out and make sure these people pay for their sins. We are not supposed to underestimate these people because today as we speak, Addison Mba Ghana for because San kwasiafo mu wi ayesika kenofori tamba ene omomaka no omomba gu abochire omeka kire se ye papa no ma mbobra ye papa no ya kwasiafo efiri se ye papa no de no nya corrupt ye papa ma nkwaje aban sika enti ye papa no ya kwasiafo ye nkurasefo san kwasiafo mu NPP we mu no omomba be ka kire. So we need to stop them. We need to let their kids know say omo papa no ya moa also mu da jail no mu. We need to prosecute them. We need to let them be an example, scapegoat. We need to use them. We need to pay them back. We need to punish them. So nebano ewu di ede ye ne maame na wa ise backpack na. Nebano wu di ede ne papa te said na bi kwasiampen wa ise dansan no. Nebano wu di ede ne papa oforiata. Nebano ya man Ghana adwuma obedwene. One shekura Ghana adwuma kro obetwe no afiri ho efiri se onim se obo careless a yade ne papa ko to fiase ma no wuye no ono so ko de fiase ewu. So Addison oforiata these people are supposed to face trial. They are supposed to rot in jail. Some of them we are supposed to make sure we keep them for good to die in jail. We need to keep them in jail to die. We are not supposed to let them be part of us as humans again. Because we need to reset the system and change the system for people to believe in the system again. Let's not do politics as usual again. Let us not see everything as normal again. What John Mahama and the NDC are doing is a 42-year agenda we all need to support. It is painful, but we all have to go through and accept. We all need to be disciplined enough. We all need to be focused. We need to be correcting each other. Or say people make mistakes. Government make mistakes. We tell the government need to listen to us. We need to shape in the system. We need to guide each other. The NDC and Ghanaians can build this nation. And from what you have seen in the past 2 months, you know that John Mahama has the will, John Mahama has the heart, the NDC are ready to serve. We need to support them. And then I was listening to some of the NPP communicators, and their issue was that 24-hour economy, sikabe ni yedebe 24-hour economy. Na 24-hour economy and na NDC for the deda and no about power. I didn't think I can budget 24-hour economy enim. But the finance ministers told us said the 24-hour economy policy will be presented to Parliament and that the needed the details has to be sorted out or state labor concerns or study about some acts that needs to be looked at before the 24-hour economy policy is implemented. Now the question here is, so big TV so and our radio so can just say 24-hour economy NDC for first sika wo here nipa no we Jimmy on governance as say. Let me tell you, when Dr. Baumia was saying digitization or digitalization, did he ever mention money? Digitalization. Because in the first place, if we're talking about investing money in digitalization or digitization, the NDC, in fact, put a lot of money into building infrastructure to make sure digitization or digitalization becomes a reality in Ghana. But when it comes to something like even digitalization or digitization, it is not the digitization you see, and basically the end game. Digitization or digitalization, it is basically the springboard. And I'm going to let you understand what 24-hour economy means. 24-hour economy, enya bayere a yekoti sika to. Yebeba parliament aka say ye $400 million for 24-hour economy. I want you to understand something. Na me bibi so akire mo. NPP omo jimi. Say digitalization about omi ehun dede na. De bia me ka kire mo say ba omi digitalization kwa na o kan na onte ase. Now digitization, it is not the end product. Now for digitization to be relevant and to be advantageous to the citizenry or the government, digitization serves as a springboard. It serves as a conveyor. Enti obi ekueni na odo banchi, odo bodie, odo kodu. Opese oton na ewiase hu se ni kodu no sebio kodu pa ehwote efe na ebo akese a se odua kodu na enya digitization edi dua kodu no e wo se ode asobo form e wo se ode fertilizer guso e wo se oye manual work ni wie so odua kodu na kodu no nyini na otwa e wo se of finding way to let that kodu no become valuable sene be ya edu dwa so a kodu na nka wo se ekurase eto no 1 cedi no edwa so no ye beto no 10 Ghana. How does it work? That is where digitization comes in. Into what the farmer will do, and say, now digitization will rebrand the product, how it's being packaged, how it's being sold. Digitization will basically propel, it will sell the product to the world. Into product nanka the value here 1 cedi no, because of digitization, that is a propeller, which is not the end game. No, the digitization will prepare that product to be sold in the market. So it basically processes it and makes it favorable for the market. Into through digitization, obi oha oye kokwa kwani anase odua kodu na ye ton ne nyoma e won kran enso no te akrofuom ni nyina ne say he is able to sell kodu no packaged on the internet into obetumi dia to TikTok, obetumi etwa picture no e dia ko Facebook business platform. But oti ayontombra, the issue is that digitization that has become a propeller, no, the end game has become money. It has become value. So you don't need $100 billion to say you need to pump into digitization. No, you need digitization to be a middle what you call a conveyor to, at the end of the day, no, the end product, digitization will make the end product a reality. In Tinaba Omiaka digitization, he did not understand it because you cannot just say digitization. Digitization is a propeller, it's an enhancer. Digitization is a conveyor. Digitization changes the value of products and makes it easy to be sold. That is the role digitization play. Now, people will bring a 24-hour economy into this conversation. Say, the NDC campaign was centered on 24-hour economy. At the year kind budget, 24-hour economy did not get any money allocated to it. The same way digitization that is the same way 24-hour economy is. Now, the 24-hour economy is a policy. Now, how is the 24-hour economy going to help? At the end of the day, create the jobs. How is the 24-hour economy going to help? Open up the country infrastructure-wise, engineering-wise, production-wise. How is it going to help? Now, remember, there's what we call the big push. So you don't necessarily need money to put into something called 24-hour economy policy. There is a policy the NDC introduced to Ghanaians, a friend, the big push. Now, the big push is going to get over $10 billion. Now, the component in the big push, is what will feed the 24-hour economy for it to be a reality. In the big push, they have infrastructure. We have something called agro processing. They have something like they have a lot in the big push. Now, let me tell you something. In that big push, if you are able to, through the big push, you are able to employ 20,000 Ghanaians in agro processing. What is going to happen? And they say, agro processing, they are going to work for 24 hours. So if the agro processing is working for 24 hours, it sucks its blood from the 24-hour economy policy, because the policy is sitting there waiting for the big push, the components in the big push to do their job to feed the 24-hour economy. So you don't need money to say this is for 24-hour economy. It is what is in the big push that will generate what 24-hour economy needs. So 24-hour economy, basically is the hub. But then the hub that takes full blood, it takes the blood from the big push. What is in the big push? It is often infrastructure. Then you get companies that open a lot of infrastructure companies that are working 24 hours. They are going to feed from the 24-hour economy by getting incentives from the government. Now, the incentives in the say they are going to get what we call tax breaks. They are going to get what we call lights. They are going to give them decent lights to buy. So in all that, the 24-hour economy does not need money. What we will get out of the big push, it can basically generate revenue for government to use it to subsidize or to help whoever falls within the big push. You don't necessarily need to go pick $100 billion and say 24-hour economy office, take it. It does not work like that. It is through the big push. What is in the big push? The component in the big push. If we are able to get agro processing companies 20,000 or Ghana, all the agro processing companies, when they work 24 hours, they are going to all be sacked by the 24-hour economy policy. And when I say they are going to be sacked, it means that all the companies are going to get incentives from the 24-hour economy. Into the 24-hour economy does not have to have money. It is through the companies, what they will generate that the government will get from, and then it goes back to power the 24-hour economy. So it is not so complicated. The government does not have to come to parliament and say, the $100 billion I'm a 24-hour economy. No, the 24-hour economy will derive, it will get its blood from the components in the big push. And this is basic governance. This is basic economics. And I'm sure, Mr. S, what did you just send me? The big push. Thank you very much. So all these things we are talking about, when the big push becomes very effective, 24-hour economy automatically absorbs it. A secure, and they fall within it. Into some NPP Nibiti TV so catcher will say, now 24-hour economy, with Jimmy on TSC. Now look at the big push. This is the big push. Let me read something to you. Under the big push that John Mahama introduced, this policy. This is the policy that is going to feed the 24-hour economy. NPP for TSC. Mr. S, thank you very much. Now, when you read the big push policy introduced by John Dramani Mahama is a 10 billion infrastructure-focused initiative aimed at transforming Ghana's economy and addressing critical development challenges. Here are the key components of the policy. The key components are infrastructure development. There is job creation. In fact, when you read the big pusher, there is infrastructure development, job creation, there is economic diversification, there's education and skill development, there's health sector improvement. These are all the components in the big push. You can also see things like environmental sustainability, completion of abandoned projects, and also youth empowerment. So all these components are in the big push, the $10 billion big push. So if all these components becomes effective, that means all these components are going to employ Ghanaians who have not been employed. And all these components are going to work 24 hours. So they are all going to be sacked by the 24 hours because government is going to make revenue out of the components that are working 24 hours. Into the 24 hours become the umbrella that basically will guide. So what happens? And then they say, now there's a framework, and the framework and the umbrella. The 24-hour economy, all these components are going to work within that frame. And that frame, and that incentive of 24-hour economy, it goes straight to help the components in the big push. Into 24-hour economy, big push, they work, they synchronize. The moment you take 24-hour economy from there, big push becomes difficult. Now, big push and 24-hour economy, they work in hand. That is why it is important for you to sit down and understand what governance is. What John Mahama has put together and planned, So I need to and you need to understand In this all TSCSA, then what are we going to look at? We are going to look at the big push very well. Government is supposed to pump money into big push. Big push will revive 24-hour economy. Into the NPP, they don't have this intelligence to understand. So they were expecting, say, Yabeka budget, no, Nanka to force and say, we have take out 100 billion for 24-hour economy. Because 24-hour economy is not going to go build a factory. 24-hour economy is a policy that is going to guide people who want to enroll on the policy to become beneficiaries. So why do you give 24-hour economy $100 billion? No, because whatever comes out of the big push is going to be revenue going back to the government. And that revenue that goes back to the government is what the government is going to take some as their incentives for people who fall under or voluntarily are part of the 24-hour economy to enjoy. This is simple. This is straight. Into the conversation now about the NPP as a political party, anytime catch us say we are not supposed to waste our time on NPP. The NPP are stupid. They do basic politics. Yakosi toilets, yaya polytank. They don't understand the modern day politics that we are all at the end of the day experiencing. We need to understand the 42-year agenda. Ghanaians, it is very important we all stick to that agenda. Let us help John Mahama. Let us help the NDC. Let us make sure, say, the NDC, the almost 30 years and how they are going, we help them to make sure, say what, they help this country, help Yejimba, protect every single person for this country to be that great country we want. 42 years, yet to me sticking with the NDC. They are going to make mistakes. We have to guide them. We need to protect them. We need to speak to them in a hard way when we have to do that. We also need to congratulate them and applaud them when they do the right thing. 42 years, Ghana will be the country we want. 42 years, 46 years, 50 years, see a giant NDC. Not yet the credit show from the way they have started. This country will be the country we have been yearning for all these years. It is very important and imperative. As Ghanaians, these things, we don't underestimate it. The 42-year agenda is very important. The NPP should never come close to power again. Because such conversation we'll have, majority of the people who follow the NPP don't understand it. Majority of the people are omudi MPP and we Ghanaians you do point to be we understand what governance is, so we are not supposed to waste our time on piglets. And we need to do what? We need to stop wasting our time on them. Because so catch say 24-hour economy, then it means he understands it. So the 24-hour economy then that person does not need to be asking you questions. Because actually you don't ask people, you know you are a man. You know so you can sleep with a woman. You don't go outside there and ask people, do you think I'm a man? Do you think I can sleep with a woman? No. So because on the word 24-hour economy, now on him word now, then that person should understand how 24-hour economy works. And that is how the conversation should be. That is how we can protect our nation. This country, Ghana, baby, you do know, to lead us. We don't lead stupid, foolish, tribal, egoistic, ignorant, daft mind people to lead this nation. We need selfless, intelligent, honest, truthful people who are patriotic, willing to help. Support you, and that is what we see in John Mahama and the NDC.
So beware of the Judas and Jezebels. Rasta man, we full of loving, but the word we live in him, we don't trust again. Everybody's frightened, nobody want love again. But it is very clear that we must love again. We must love again. But beware, them officially goes with the narrow. That I beg, I don't want no vampires in my circle. Hey, so beware.